Hello there everyone, welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. We just got to the start of Act 1 life expectancy, and we're gonna start off by examining this gate. Now here's a fun thing. I have one of my best friends ever named Jarek. I think he was in like some of my YouTube videos. You're gonna have to look. Basically, I remember I recommended this game to him in high school when I introduced it to a whole bunch of non-visual novel players and they all got into it. I tried to get him into it, and this was the point where he stopped because he said, I don't want to hear a gate described for 3 hours to get to a game. And I'm like, oh, but dude, it's like reading a book. And he's like, I don't want to play games to read books, you know. So that's my fun story about this gate. I want to hear your fun stories with gates too in the comments below. So let's get started. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long. See, Jarek? He doesn't want to think about it for too long. It's like, that's it, that's done. It's not 3 hours. So I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. So I guess it should be said now, I don't know if you noticed, the backgrounds are all real-world pictures with a, sort of an airbrushed, light, Photoshop paint effect on it, which I think honestly looks fine. I heard a lot of people say this is a major negative to the game, but I think it looks wonderful, actually. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds of a school. Whoa, one sec. It doesn't feel like the kinds of grounds a school would have. More like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. Few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I know if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school. Whoa, I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. Makes me think about hospitals again, and how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Why am I feeling so anxious despite all the greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was my last chance to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there's absolutely no way I can go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be... Nikki? Nikai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon's probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. You want to introduce yourself to the class? Okay, so this all the things here determine who you get. Now, I don't know which one this will do. I have a feeling I should go for the second answer with who I am going for, but just to be certain, I'm actually going to pull up a guide because I need to make sure that I get who I voted on getting. So, let's see here. We want to go... Oh, no, we don't want a Rin path. Rin was my first path that I did it. Okay, so let's see here. Oh no, this is a, yeah, so Rin was the first path I took, so spoilers, it's not Rin, but I told everyone that in my, Oh, good. It violates the terms of use. Okay, right here, I can still look at it. So... no, the first one is actually Y. Why? You probably already know who it is by now. Because the poll was between two people, and, you know, one is one, one's the other. But why? Do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. Right. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. That's a lot of threes. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? Probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb on her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out this teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning up against the lockers at the rear of the classroom. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers over at me. Oh no, she peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with the pink hair next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please, welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except for one girl in the front row who only has one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it in bowing in thanks for the applause I didn't deserve. After the applause, there's a brief silence that no one seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realizes that he should probably say something. Whoop, I missed that. Accidentally. I hate my trackpad. It's the bane of every visual novel Let's Play I do. Nobody seems too interested, though. Just like me. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introductions thing. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again and then asks me to write it on the blackboard. I do that and turn back to face a class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with I'm having a hard time reading today. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're gonna be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain everything. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi's right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with the bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha ha! What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi, Shi-chan. So I just want you to notice that it says Shizune, crossed out, Misha. That's good stuff. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval glasses balanced on the tip of her dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you?" I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. Wait, what? You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would be standing up there for no reason, right? Right? Misha looks at me with a weird expression, then continues. We don't know much about him. Maybe we'll find out later. Maybe I should have introduced myself after all. Anything would have been better to Anything would have given a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you'd be here today. So soon. Ichan, right? Ichan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined. Haha! Yeah, you look just like a Hichan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around we can show you around a little if you haven't had time to walk around and familiarize yourself. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just came straight to class today. Ha ha ha! That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Always. Even if it's a trip to convenience store. Right, Shi-chan? Ha ha ha! Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't really look forward to this, even if I committed myself to going along half-assedly. But anyway. I don't say anything, but Misha signs something to me that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat, both of them smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how they learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wahahaha! Alright. Oh, and another thing. You don't have to just call Shi-chan for something... Wait, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Haha! Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Yep. Shizune is fine. Okay. That'll be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, but less so, I guess. Huh? Oh, right, we haven't even touched the assignment! We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kinda long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Waha! That too! Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Those are the worst. Oh, I hate those in school. Like, here's the thing. If you're gonna do something, make it short but meaningful. Don't make it long and meaningless, you know? Still, we finish it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish. Not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. Then again, we haven't been in school for a long time, so just coming in and doing the lesson would be tough, you know? The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Oh, it's the wizard! Sorry, nothing. Without... Okay, that painting, just that painting in the background is known as the wizard, and it's just... I don't even know, man. I don't even know. It's a good internet meme, though, for you kids who like that. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard, towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice! It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to the table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand sign language, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything! We're your guide, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. I think I know the answer, but let me check once more. We need to click about the library. Oh yeah. Is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby. But then she picks her smile back up again. There is! It's in the second floor. We could show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. Okay, yo, I have eaten lunch with girls ever since junior high. Secret girl stuff is the worst thing, because you're always left out of it. Like, man, like, when you're with guys, there's no secret guy stuff. Guy stuff is out in the open. But all the time, it's like, hey, Tanner, we just need to talk about something. And I sit there alone, playing my DS or something. I was that kid in school. It was the worst. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over at her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with an elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Suzune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk— whoa, I skipped it. Walk directly past her, though. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and, finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I do that from the start of class. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Suzune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We gotta hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait. The teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. I'll be fine from here, right? Well, we'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. And I think, guys, it's time to call it apart. So I guess I should show this off if I go whoop. Yeah, that's the menu, and you can hit save. And we do have my old save file here, but I'm going to go create a new save. Right there. Boom. We'll see you all next time, guys, on Katawa Shoujo, where we will continue with the story. Sorry for my terrible reading this part. I just got dental work done, and my mouth feels so dry, so I apologize. But we'll see you next time. Ciao.